When you start teaching, you don't smile until April.
Okay, guys, we cannot mess this up, okay?
Well, I'm going to be behaving today anyway, so.
Your job's on the line.
Best behavior.
I would have come to your school, but it's because of these two I didn't come.
Okay. Don't blame you.
What's one misconception in Qatar?
First week that I arrived, it rained for the whole week. So badly that we couldn't leave Barwa City. The parents are going to pressurize you to give top grades.
When I get really annoyed, angry, I get the same thing come up. That's why I grow my hair nowadays.
I've had coffee with the Emir.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
That's amazing.
I might have to come with you.
I don't put the radio on or listen to
Or
anything.
they have voices in your head that just talk all day.
I talk to myself. Most pupils will work hard for you if you work hard for them.
Welcome back to another episode of the Wise Guys Show. I'm Ali.
I'm Ahmed.
And I'm Matar.
And today we're joined by our principal, who has been in leadership in Qatar for over a decade. He has been in leadership in Qatar for over a decade. I don't know why I put that twice. And has had a positive impact on thousands of students' lives and joins us today to talk about teaching, leadership and life in Qatar. It's Patrick Salwish! How are you?
Very well, Ali. Thank you.
How's it going?
Going well.
Thank you for coming on. We're really happy to have you.
It's an honor to be here.
You got Patrick
You
blushing
guys
today.
are so famous. Ask any of our pupils.
Actually, boys, how does it feel having your principal here? It's nice. In the pod.
Well, I'm going to be behaving today anyway.
Yeah. Your job's on the line.
Best behavior.
Me too.
But we made him sign an NDA anyway. So, no, we're joking.
Hey, this could have been your principal as well. If
Oh, no, it could have been.
you missed out.
I went to a different school. I would have come to your school, but it's because of these two I didn't come.
Okay. Don't blame you.
But yeah, so you've been here for over a decade. Tell us what first brought you to Qatar?
Quite a normal reason, probably like many other people. I had 3 daughters. They were all going to be going to university at the same time. And I needed to be in a place where I could earn more money. And that is the truth.
It makes sense.
So I came to Qatar. But I was offered a job in Bahrain first. Chose not to go there. Continued for another 2 years in the job I was in South Africa, then moved here.
Okay. Why did you choose Qatar 10 years ago? Because obviously there's not a lot of things going on. It wasn't glamorous as it is now.
I wasn't looking for glamour. It was a nice place for families to live. So my whole family could come out, which they did. Well, 2 of my daughters came. One was at university, so she didn't come at that time. My middle daughter, who'd applied for a medical degree, hadn't been accepted. So she came out with us. And then she was accepted the following year. So she went back. And then she's finished now. So she's a doctor now.
Wow.
And number 3 is still here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think we met her in school, yeah.
It was a 5-year plan, but it's now 10 years.
It's 10 years. Soon to be 20.
I predict another 8 to 10 years.
Inshallah. So
Fingers crossed.
When you came out here, Patrick, were you a principal or were you?
Yes, I was already a principal of a Christian Brother College. Run by an order of Catholic brothers.
Nice. Okay.
What were your first impressions of Qatar when you first came?
It was hot. But actually, it became hot. Well, I arrived in December, so it wasn't bad. But I had thought it would be dry and there would be no rain ever. And that first week that I arrived, it rained for the whole week. So badly that we couldn't leave Barwa City, which is where we were living at the time.
Yeah, because over here, when it rains, it pours. It really is bad. There's not much drain system because it's not used to.
But it's better now than it was then.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't imagine 10 years
Barwa
ago.
became an island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so it's all flooded all around
There
it?
was no way of getting
wow.
out. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's got bad experience with rain.
Yeah, we don't talk about rain. my car got flooded.
Oh, no.
And then the insurance didn't cover the engine, apparently.
course not.
It's called freak accident. What?
Okay.
I'm from the UK. It rains every day. It's not. So I'm like, what's going on here? So, well, now whenever it rains, I run home.
No driving.
Cover it.
But yeah, we're all teachers, of course, for those that are watching. Just to take it back a bit, what inspired you to become an educator and then eventually a principal?
I don't remember this, but my mum tells me that on my first day of school, when I got home, I told her I wanted to be a teacher. And I've never really considered anything else since then. For a little bit, I thought I might like to go into the diplomatic corps and work in embassies and so on. I didn't do that. I became a teacher. I've never regretted it. I've loved it. You've got to do what you love doing, and then it doesn't feel like work.
What was your style as a teacher? Because obviously, as a principal, we're huge fans of you. You know, the way you deal with people, your charisma when you speak. You know, in the briefings, everyone is enthralled. I don't know how you do it. You know, which sometimes we talk. Oh, he's about to speak, and we try to study like the way you know the perfect timing when to drop little anecdotes or little jokes.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because you know the story. You said briefly. Your mother told us. I remember you told us in a briefing once that you went to school. And then you told us the story, and then your brother was into tech and everything. So remember that sort of stories you always talk about, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, as a teacher though, how were you like? What was your style?
Well, I started teaching in 1990, which was a long while ago. And we were still allowed to cane children. And I did.
I would have too.
Well, it got the learning done, but not the best way. I think
Hold on a second. When you said cane, right? So what,
it's a long stick. And you beat them.
like those parents, right? They have a certain area to hit when they're caning students.
Yes.
So what was your target area? Was it the wrist, the hand?
No, not those. The other one. But to be fair, I had been taught at university that when you start teaching, you don't smile until April because the school year starts in January. The most important person in the school is the principal's secretary because she controls the gates.
Okay.
So keep her smiling. And the third one is the first time you have behavioral issues, smack them so hard that he cries, the biggest one. And then you have no issues after that.
Set the example. Set the
It
tone.
was the truth. But that was the only time I ever did it.
Sounds like
I
prison,
thought,
though.
no. This can't be the way you teach. So I've always just tried to get on with the kids. I like them.
Yeah.
I like the colleagues I work with. And I think if you enjoy the people you're with, it doesn't feel like work. So I've enjoyed it for 30 years.
See,
That's amazing.
And I think it shines through because when these two are talking about their day-to-day, the week, oh yeah, we did this. Oh, you know what? My principal is so cool. He said this today.
Hey,
Like-
don't expose it.
That's what they say. Oh, Patrick told us this today. I'm like, leave this Patrick guy alone.
Hey, what's your teaching style?
My team style.
Yeah, this is your
I think
your
it's
interview.
back
now,
in
you know?
1990s. It's caning them still to this day. Now, I think for me is more so having that mutual respect. I think honesty and being fair, as long as they know if I'm fair, because then I can make mistakes as well. So having that open floor, I think I start this same thing, have the same PowerPoint every single year. Be fair, respect me as much as I respect you and your others. And then that sets sort of the precedence from the start. And then everything else you can just build and getting to know your students.
And what I've learned over the years that most pupils will work hard for you if you work hard for them.
100%.
Not all, but most.
100%. That is a fact.
I agree. I think that's a crucial part, especially I think in today's times where you know the attention spans they're fleeting. Learning, I think students should love learning. You know, and you have to create that facility. So you have to facilitate that and create that facility and environment for them to like that. Which means I think developing relationships with them, getting to know them. And then some students are motivated to learn because of parents. Some students are just sort of coasting along. They don't really have a sense of motivation. But if they like you, they want to please you and do well for you. And then obviously over time, they start to get better and do better. And I think that's why it's so important to develop those relationships and have that mutual understanding. You know, we're human as well. And you know,
100%.
we're not like authoritarian in that sense. So that's interesting. I'm similar to you.
Yeah.
And also adding words of affirmation to them. So once you compliment them, they know, oh, okay, he knows what I'm doing. And they'll show more work for you guys.
Yeah, 100%. Because one thing my father used to say in every parents' evening is stuck with me. And I even actually say in my parents' evening now, it's that when you're at school, your teacher is your parent. So they've got full authority over you. Listen, respect to them. Once you're at home, I'm your parent. In school, whether that teacher is your parent and your responsibility. And ever since then, now when I'm in school, I've got to look at them. Okay, that's my son, that's my daughter, my younger brother, whatever it may be, and having that relationship with them.
Yeah.
I think that's one
And
thing.
in Qatar, a lot of parents are similar in that regard. You know, you hear them say that in parents' evening, or
Yeah.
this is like, you know, treat them like your
Yes.
your son, your younger
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
And they have that trust. So
100%.
you remember, like same with my parents.
Yeah.
You remember, oh, that's what my mom used to say.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah. And I'm
it's a
living
weird,
it, yeah.
cyclical. You know, it's quite weird. It's like, oh wow.
Circle of life.
But,
You do find yourself saying the things your parents say as you get older.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I noticed that.
Wow.
But in your view, how has education evolved in Qatar since you first arrived, if it has at all?
Oh my goodness, no, there's been a huge change. One of the biggest changes that has come about is quality assurance through the Ministry of Education and Higher Education. They are very, very determined that the private schools, and because private schools in this country educate 70% of the children, only 30% go to state schools. So they've put in a lot of measures to ensure that private schools are giving a decent education, because many of them are charging a lot of money. Schooling is expensive here. So I think the quality of education has risen a lot because of that.
Wow.
Although it is painful sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, an inspector again, another inspection. Oh my goodness, we've got to do this and this. But it forces you to focus on good practice.
100%.
Yeah.
And always sort of be at your best.
Yeah.
Well, trying.
trying,
Just
yeah.
trying to be good, if not better.
We've got. Oh, you want to say something?
No, yeah, carry on.
We've got a lot of teachers that are, you know, in the UK, in South Africa, or, you know, teachers that want to travel to Qatar or the Middle East in general. What's one misconception people might have about international schools in Qatar, in your opinion?
I think a misconception that a lot of people have is that the parents are going to pressurize you to give top grades for work that was not top work. And I think it's a misconception. I haven't experienced that. What I have found here is that the parents are very concerned that you care for their children. They are more concerned about that than they are about fractions and phonics. They want to know that you love their child, you're going to do your best for their child, and inshallah their child will improve. And if you can create that relationship of trust with the parents, they will back you every single time.
Yeah, every single corner of the way. I 100% agreed that, because one thing is that I really understood when I came out here is the importance of the competencies, making them like a competency and developing their communication skills, like preparing them life after school. Because over here, they do tend to, I guess, mature quite more quicker than the UK in terms of students, I'd say. So parents have that, they want you to really prepare their kids for life after school. And if you're really hands-on with the kids and having that open dialogue with their parents, you're going to be coasting.
Absolutely.
You're going to be coasting and having an easy time. And of course, yes, you do have the difficult parents that you've got to speak to, just like in anywhere. But again, I think that honest conversation, like you were saying.
But very few.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Really,
not
very
many.
few. I was expecting it to be a lot because I'd heard horror stories about the Middle East, but I haven't experienced that. One or two, every now and again, someone gets annoyed and there's a bit of a argy-bargy.
Yeah.
But mostly smooth, easy.
Yeah.
Your child's my child. We're doing our best for him.
No, I agree with you, because when I first came here, people used to say, like outside in the UK, they say, the parents over there are like very strict. They'll deport you, this if you do. So I used to be a bit scared, right? But then once I spoke with them, and you know, obviously as a teacher, you got to show evidence that the kid is not performing well and why, and then they understand. Okay, this is true. Okay, so my son is doing okay, fair enough. And then also you might get a random parent that gets angry, but then you go to the ministry and then they handle everything fairly, and it just fizzles out pretty much.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed is that it's the students. You know, I think the students as well, they've got majority have a good, close relationship with the parents. You know, if the students like you, the parents are aware and they know of you, you know. And one thing I did notice as well is that, you know, students pick up on whether you actually are trying and, you know, you're putting in the effort in the classes, you're putting the, you know, building relationships, you're trying in your classes, even if it's that student that perhaps misbehaves and doesn't care, he's still aware whether or not you are trying, and you know, and he's going to go home and say, you know what, this teacher he doesn't really care, you know, and your parents are aware of that. So I think it's just being honest with your craft, with your profession, every day coming in, trying your best and doing your best, and even if it means having, you know, like clashes with certain students, having that consistency over time, you realize, you know what, that student's going to begin respecting you and seeing, you know, you genuinely actually care, you know, as long as you're trying to build relationships and you're showing that you're doing it for the betterment of them. So that's another misconception, I think, because obviously in the UK, at times, there's different schooling situations or, family environments and at times, they may not have the best background. And then, of course, some students really need school in that sense. Whereas here, especially the school that we're in, with a lot of Qatari students, they've got strong families and backgrounds and their parents are involved and are aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might forget that, I can just, put up a slide, say, copy this down. The kids are going to go home and say, this teacher he's not really teaching us, he's not trying.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I'd say.
You can't shy away from work.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Then Patrick, putting it with yourself now, what do you think takes qualities of a leader or especially a principal? What are the 3 qualities that are needed, would you say, top as a
Now,
principal?
Madda, that's a question I ask teachers when I interview them. What are the 3 qualities of a really good teacher? And I can tell you those because I've heard so many over the years. Good qualities of a leader, I think you've got to know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So you've got to have some kind of authority in the subject. I'm not talking about English or accounting, but in how schools are run. Mm-hmm. You've got to know about that. You've got to really enjoy being with people because it's totally people oriented.
100%.
Everything you do is about people. And for me, the only thing that a leader really only has one job. The principal of a school has one job, and that's to ensure that the environment is conducive to teaching and learning. That's it. If you can get that right, then you've done your job. And then that allows the space for everyone else to do their jobs.
To shine.
So for me, I focus on teachers, not on pupils. Now, that may be a very unpopular thing to say, but if I focus on the teachers, they will focus on the children.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way of
that's
thinking.
how
of
I
it.
see it.
Because that, like I guess empowering the teachers, giving them opportunities, which naturally feel like coming back from a teacher to a student. If you give that respect, they'll respect you. If you're respecting the teachers, they'll give more respect towards you. Yeah,
And not only that, if there is that mutual respect, people want to do well.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
And who do they want to do well for? The children.
yes, that's
But what about emotional intelligence? Because that's one trait I've noticed about you. You have very high emotional intelligence because the way you
That's
speak
very
to
kind of you.
yeah, no, because the way you speak to each member of staff I've seen you speak with, like facts about them. So you say, how's this? Then you get to whatever you need to get to, or they speak to you. And I see your office all the time. The staff's always coming in anytime you have the open door policy. They come to you whenever they're stressed, they don't want to talk to you. So don't you think that's another trait, like emotional intelligence, to have that as a teacher or also as a leader?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It comes back to liking people. If you're going to lead people, you better like them. And if you like them, then it's easy to listen to someone talking or to have a conversation and have your door open. It helps that my office has got 3 glass walls. There's no, although there is a little room at the back, which I can close the door and cry in if I know.
No, I like that. Okay, Patrick, what would you say one thing that your teachers don't know about you and another thing that your students don't know about you?
Oh, depends on how much you can say online.
Or would like to know about you?
Crikey, what a good question. I have no idea.
Even you guys think about it.
Think
one thing
about
would-
it.
Yeah, to you as well.
I have an angry side sometimes
Yeah?
because I'm quite happy all the time. But then when you play football, man, something switches.
I've experienced this
yeah,
football.
yeah.
Your football temper. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's quite bad. I don't know fighting, but I just get very competitive.
Very competitive.
Yeah, I think that's a little dark side. Not a lot of people know.
I've been told something. I don't know if it's true.
It's
but
true.
There we go. I've got this vein that sticks out over here on the side of my head.
Yeah.
And when I'm annoyed, it sticks out.
yeah.
I don't know if it's true because I can't see it, but I'm told that. So
We're going to look out for it now.
I may be smiling, but watch this thing here.
Now the funny thing is, in the UK, there's certain times where when I get really annoyed, angry, I get the same thing come up. That's why I grow my hair nowadays.
Oh, it's
I can't grab it.
So I just hide it, but the exact same thing. If I'm annoyed, if I'm angry, if I'm like just don't want to talk to you, it just starts shaking.
just ticking.
Oh, okay, Ahmed's about to get angry. Let's go. Let's leave.
Yes, leave this guy
That's what
alone.
they used to say. Yeah. So I get what you mean. I get what you mean there.
What about you, Ali?
Well, I don't know, man. I'm thinking.
Or they know everything about you anyway.
I don't know. I just talk too much. And you know that game the kids play. You know when you say when you.
I know a fact about you.
Okay.
So if he gets hungry, he gets moody.
Oh, hungry.
He's a hungry guy.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't talk. He's shh.
He doesn't want to drive.
Yeah.
So that's,
That's when he gets hungry. Only when he's hungry though.
Hey, let's change the topic now. Okay, why are you exposing me? What do you love most about living in Qatar?
It's so safe.
Yeah.
It is so safe. I can't think of other places in the world where you can keep a table outside at Starbucks or wherever you're going with your mobile phone. Go inside, do what you want, and come back, and it's still there. And the table is still there. At home, it would not be that way.
What do you miss about South Africa?
Well, I miss my family and friends that are there, and I miss walking on grass.
Oh, that's a big thing. That
When
is
I go
definitely
home, I
a big
like to put my feet on.
That's a big thing.
Back garden. Yes.
Whereabouts in South Africa are you from?
I'm from a city called Durban on the east coast of
Durban.
South Africa. So
Okay. That's about 8 hours away from Cape Town.
if you're driving, it's about 18 hours.
Oh my
If
God.
you are flying, it's 2 hours.
Oh my, I don't know where I got 8 from.
I drive often when I'm in the long summer holiday. I drive because I've got children in Cape Town.
Oh, nice.
But my mum is up in Durban.
So you just
I
visiting
go
around.
between the two. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So don't you miss the braais? I know
I
about
do.
the braai.
The braai. The braai is a wonderful thing. Other people call it a barbecue.
Yeah.
What's the other chow bunny?
Chow bunny. Oh, that's
Bunny chow.
Yeah.
Bunny
Bunny
chow.
chow. Bunny
That
chow.
is an
mess up.
amazing thing. I have one of those every time I go home as well.
What is a bunny chow? Is it like a bunny?
No, it's a half a loaf of bread that you hollow out.
Okay.
And you put curry inside.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you put the bread on top again. Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, okay, like meat curry, chicken curry, like
Whatever curry you like.
Apparently it's a big deal.
It is a
Really?
big
Yeah,
deal. Yeah.
bunny chow.
We need to try it. We need
Funny
to try it.
We haven't tried it yet, but I think we might need to. What about
you'll enjoy
Nando's? Is big out there, of
It's a
course.
South African brand, Nando's.
So
yeah.
do you think that's the best Nando's out there?
Of course, I love Nando's. I eat Nando's at least twice a week.
Real South
It's on the way back from the gym.
What's your Nando's order?
It's normally the butterfly breast and coleslaw and mixed beans.
Okay.
Mixed beans. I've never tried that.
Three beans. It's
That's
it's good
next.
stuff.
Which flavor do you get? Hot.
Hot.
Yeah. South
Okay.
African. What do you expect?
I need to reveal something. I'm lemon and hoe, guys. Yeah.
It's shocking.
Everyone laughs at me
That's shocking,
sometimes.
yeah.
It's
It's
so
embarrassing.
bad.
I can't handle it. I'm sorry. You know, that's spicy for me. That's
crazy to me.
Have you picked up any Arabic words?
Shway shway.
Do you have any favorite phrases? Any favorite phrases in Arabic?
Mafi mushkala.
Mushkila, that's a good one. That is actually a good one.
I like
That
that. I like
encompasses you nicely, though. Mafi
Yeah,
mushkila.
mushkila, that actually, yeah. Because you give me that energy. I've just met you now.
Yeah.
And you give me a nice Mafi mushkila vibes. I like it.
See, told you should have came to our school, man. We told you.
I'm all right where I am. Thank you very much.
There we go.
Who says we want you anyway?
Don't make pull out the emails.
So outside of school, what hobbies or passions do you pursue here in Qatar?
I play a bit of squash. I read. I go to gym F45 4 or 5 times a week.
Wow.
Try and keep fit.
Nice.
I lost 50 kilograms
Wow.
years and years ago.
Wow.
So I'm battling to keep them off. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
That's amazing. That's
I
amazing.
might have to come with you because I've been trying to go gym for the past 10 years. It's not working out.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of hobbies, what kind of music do you listen to? I'm just intrigued.
You know, I don't really listen to music, to be honest.
MashaAllah.
I like it. I like it, but when I drive, even if I'm driving 18 hours, I don't put the radio on or listen to anything.
Or do you have voices in your head that just talk all day?
Yeah, I talk to myself.
What about you, Ahmed? What are your hobbies?
Me, my hobbies. Damn, I got so much. Sleeping at the moment.
Yeah?
I don't get much of it, so when I get it, I enjoy it.
You cherish that sleep.
Yeah, every second of it. But my favorite hobby is listening to music actually at the moment.
Yeah?
I like listening to Elvis, Bee Gees. So that's why I thought maybe we could talk about that.
Bee
But
Gees?
yeah, I love the Bee Gees.
Yeah, that's very retro.
Yeah, I love them. I love them.
He's an old
I
soul.
like-
Staying alive.
I like Queen and I like ABBA.
I like Queen as well.
I know.
ABBA's Mamma Mia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only song
That's
I
the
know.
Swedish band, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's the only song I
And
know.
during the period 1974 to 1984, they were Sweden's biggest importer of dollars into the Swedish economy.
Oh, wow.
So
Even bigger than Volvo.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
That's quite a thing.
So they had
That's an achievement.
they're literally the whole economy at one point, huh?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
just 4 people.
Hey, we got to do something like that, guys. Hopefully,
I think
for the
you
motherland.
can, you can. For the motherland.
Okay, so we'll play a little game. You'll give us 3 statements, and obviously one of them will be a lie, but they should all be about your experiences here in Qatar. So 2 truths, 1 lie about your experiences here in Qatar, and we'll try to guess the lie. Yeah?
Well, I thought about this earlier today. It's not going to be all about Qatar, but
Okay.
you can guess which one is correct or incorrect.
Okay.
I've had coffee with the Emir. That's statement number 1. Statement number 2, I have jumped off the highest bridge in the world as a bungee jump.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Statement number 3, I go scuba diving quite often here in Doha, in Qatar.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
we cannot mess this up, okay?
So-
okay, so the first one,
It's the Amir one.
can we ask a question? What is the tallest building?
It's not a building, it was a bridge.
Oh, bridge, okay.
I kind of know which one is a lie.
Which one do you think, though?
You're gonna say the
2
Amir?
truth, 1 lie, right?
Yeah, one's a lie, yeah.
So the lie is obviously the Amir one, because if you had a picture with him, it would have been all over the place. Right?
No.
Okay,
no. No, Pachi, don't give me that vibes.
Hey, listen.
Ah,
He
okay.
gives me- I've met him. I've met him.
I take a picture with the Amir, it'll be on my phone, in my house, in my car. It'll be everywhere.
But you don't know. He just said he had coffee with him. They could have, they could have met up other times as well.
Oh, that is true. I didn't think about it like that. I didn't
So it
think
was
about it
Amir
like
with the
that.
coffee. Amir with the coffee, no. Coffee with the Amir.
Now you should have said meal to see if you catch him up.
Bungee jumping. And scuba diving. Scuba diving is true.
No,
There's a big community.
there is, but then he would definitely know that, and then he's using it as a trick.
as a cover up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the tallest? What is the bridge? What's the name of the bridge?
Blowkrans.
Yeah, he did that.
Is that in France or
It's
something?
kind of quick.
No,
right?
it's in South Africa.
Oh, South
Yeah,
Africa.
he did that. He did
And
that.
the jump, if I in fact did it, is 217 meters.
Oh, this is actually so hard.
No. You
I
know
think-
what? You know
that,
what?
that is 70 stories.
Hold on. I think he did the, because I remember you talking about something about jumping and a CP. Yeah, he did that. He did that.
Oh, is he a daredevil?
Yeah, he
Daredevil
jumped,
vibes, yeah?
He said it somewhere.
Okay, so I think you did the bungee jumping.
Yeah.
I think you've had coffee with the Emir.
Scuba diving is
I think the scuba diving one is the one he's trying to catch us up because he'll know there's a community here, but then
No, I think a brother or family member did the bungee jumping, and he's done the other 2. That's what I. That's
Hey,
what
wait,
I
that's crazy. We're just assuming that you just had
met the Emir.
coffee with them.
It's normal.
I remember him saying he jumped. Yes, I do remember.
Okay, let's guess then. Let's go for it. What
So
you saying?
what we're going for? The
Which
Emir
was the
then?
lie, Ahmed?
The Amir one, obviously.
You saying the Emir's the lie?
No, I'm going. The bungee jump is a lie.
Oh, but I'm thinking the scuba diving's a lie. All right, so we'll see which one who's right then. Which one's the
Ahmed
lie?
is right.
Yeah.
I haven't had coffee with Emir, but I'd like to.
Okay.
See, but the bungee, I remember you said that in CPD once. You should with your
Bungee jump.
It was terrifying.
Yeah,
I've done
well.
a few bungee jumps around the world.
Okay, so we got another game here also. It's what we gonna call this game? Would you rather?
Teacher edition.
Teacher edition. Okay, one of them was, if I remember, would you rather mark 100 books or sit in a 3-4 hour CPD session? You know what? Let's
3-4 hours.
say 4 hour CPD session or mark 100 books.
When's the deadline? When do I need to mark the books by?
2 days.
240 minutes of CPD, which I might find boring, or 100 books, 2.5 minutes per book.
Oh, quick maths.
I don't mind marking, so I'd probably sit at home and mark.
Oh, mark.
Marking can be
Yeah.
quite therapeutic, you know?
It depends on the CPD.
That's the thing though. But the CBD could be engaging as well. It could be.
And I've been to some that are brilliant. So if
Yeah.
it was one of those, I would prefer that.
But 4 hours is crazy, even for
4 hours.
CPD. That's
You're just
crazy.
sitting down.
Give me the books.
But there's normally a break with
Oh, yeah.
pizza.
And I'm personally taking a CPD.
I think only our school does that.
Sign me up.
No, I'm going for the CPD because I think you're benefiting as well. You know, I mean, the books you're learning more about your students.
Yeah.
But I guess,
Informative feedback, direct feedback.
100.
100. So what are you going for? CPD?
Yeah, just kick back, just listen. You know?
CPD.
If I get asked
No,
a
but you
question.
say 100 like it's crazy, but if you add
only
all
four
your
classes.
classes,
It's only four classes,
if
yeah.
you add all your classes and then because we mark every 2 weeks, that's
When you think about it,
Yeah.
we do that anyway, right?
yeah.
but we don't have 4 hours CPDs. So like,
So give me the
We'll
books. give me
change that.
what's the next one?
Okay. Would you rather your students to shout all the time or whisper all the time?
That's quite ominous.
Whisper.
whisper, whisper.
I'm noise averse. I hate loud noise.
But you can't hear them. You've got to walk to every student.
Where the whole time.
I'll
all
be
time
getting my
shout
steps
or-
up at least.
You know, I'll get microphones.
I wouldn't want either of those, to be honest.
What would you choose?
Me, the whispering, I'll just
No, shouting. I can't do
shouting. Imagine 21 kids shouting, going, a lot of headache. Actually, we used to that.
I
We
might
used
go
to
for shouting.
Whispering would be a bit ominous.
You'll be scared, no?
But I'd have to go for whispering for sure.
Okay, fair enough. And okay, would you have a classroom pet that talks back or one that escapes daily?
Escapes daily. Why would you do that?
So you've got to go chase it every day.
No, I'd have one that can talk. Imagine having a chameleon or something that can talk.
I got one. So does South Africa get cold, freezing or no?
We get snow in winter in
Okay.
parts. Yeah.
So would you do 1 hour break duty in the cold of South Africa or in the hot sun of Doha in June?
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I think I would choose the cold.
Yeah, me too.
Why? Because you
Wrap
can layer
up.
up.
I can layer up,
You can
yeah.
layer up.
Hot coffee.
Yeah. But you can't layer off.
Okay, so final segment. We call this Wise Advice. This is where, you know, our guests impart knowledge to our audience. It can be anything. If you could give one piece of advice to those listening today, what would it be?
I think something that I've tried to live by is to understand that life is a marathon and not a sprint. So choose wisely the things you're going to do, enjoy what you do, and maintain a balance if you possibly can. For many years in my career, I did not. And I felt the effects of it physically after some time. So my best advice to anyone, whether they're a pupil going into life or someone who's been working for some time, understand that life is a marathon and don't go rushing at it and making silly decisions.
That's deep.
That's very
Hey, let's go. Come on.
No, that's actually really good. That's actually really good.
That was nice.
Yeah, because you said that, and you said this a few years ago, and the way you're going now, you don't want to burn out.
Oh, yes.
So have a balanced
yeah,
lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what you said. So literally, that makes sense. But also, I do want to say the dynamic of this as a principal, teachers, head of department, it's actually nice to see and it's beautiful to see. And it shows that the culture that you have built within your school is second to none, clearly. And these guys do genuinely praise school, do genuinely enjoy going to school.
Well, I'm glad.
And I'm not saying this just so they can get a pay rise so we can share some.
That's determined in January.
We're laying the foundations.
No, but to be honest, I love the people I work with.
Yeah.
I really enjoy them.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
all of them. There's 156 teachers in our school, and
Amazing.
there's none that I don't like.
Apart
I
from-
like them all.
Except for
I'm being polite.
I'll go to HR if you say things about
All right, guys, should we wrap up there?
it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
take care, everyone.